Today, I was betrayed by my best friend. 16 on Eviant Des Princesses. Oh, Ellen, and look at this one. Evelyn yells across the store. Eleanor runs down the aisles to meet up with Evelyn. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, she exclaims. Ellie. Evelyn. Eleanor made it to the city after an hour drive to the dress shop. I managed to get my essay finished this afternoon, so I have no more stress for the weekend. The dress store is huge. There's 3 floors of dresses and rows upon rows on each floor. Allie says she wants to get a red dress. Eleanor is still deciding between a black or emerald green dress, and Evelyn wants a royal blue dress. I, on the other hand, have no idea. Mom always told me she would design my own prom dress when the time came, so I never thought about actually going to stores to look for one I like. I think you should stick to the light pinks and blues for your dress. They will complement your blonde hair perfectly, Evelyn says. We spent the first hour in the stores just looking for dresses and making our cabins. After that, we decided to go one by one so that the other 3 can do a rating. First up is Evelyn. Okay, so dress number 1. She comes out of the changing room in a bogan strapless navy blue dress. I think it's cute, but I feel like there's better for her out there. It's really cute, Allie says. Evelyn nods and goes to change in the next one. Dress number 2. Evelyn comes out in a dress that seems to have been made for her. It's royal blue with off-the-shoulder straps. Her blue eyes pop when she wears this dress. Plus it's fancy enough for our theme of prom being happily ever after. I love it. This is the one, Eleanor adds. In taking it, Evelyn says, jumping up and down in the dress. We take some pictures and videos of her as she finally returns in the dressing room. Next up is Allie. Dress 1. Allie comes out in a knee-length spaghetti strap-lace dress. But I do not know if it completely goes with our theme, Evelyn says. I love shopping with her because she always tells us the honest truth. Allie nods and returns in the dressing room. Dress 2. Allie walks out in a simple strapless red gown. It complements her body and brown eyes perfectly. Eleanor says, this one is perfect. I add. Allie nods in agreement and decides to buy the dress. Allie quickly changes and joins us on the sofas. Next up is Eleanor. Dress 1. The first dress she tries on is a 1 shoulder, high, low black dress. I love the color on you. She nods in agreement, but continues to try on her second option. Dress new Marauder, she says. Eleanor walks out in a beautiful emerald green dress. With a low cut near the cleavage, the color accents her ginger locks perfectly. Girl, you have to get this one, Allie says excitedly. Evelyn fakes passing out on the ground and we all laugh. I'm saying yes to the dress. Eleanor says. She goes back into the changing room to change. Finally, it's my turn. I never wanted anything too extravagant, so my choices are simple dresses. My first option is a light pink strapless silk mermaid dress. Your ass looks great in that dress here, Evelyn says. Hot damn, Eleanor adds. I nod in approval, but I still want to try my next dress to be sure. My next dress is a light blue flowery lace dress. It has a slit and spaghetti straps. Yes, this one, OMG, Evelyn jumps up from the sofa as I walk out. If you don't buy this dress, I'm suing, Allie adds. Eleanor agrees with both of them, yeah. This is one I say, twirling around. Once I finish changing, we all make it down to the cash registers and pay. After about 2 hours, we finally walk outside of the store. We walk about 10 minutes and get to where we parked the car. We put our dresses in the trunk and jump in. This was so fun. That store was insane. Eleanor squeals. We should come into town more often. I would have wanted to stay over tonight even. Stupid rogues, Addie adds. The rogues are that bad? I ask nervously. Christian made it sound like it was a minor inconvenience. Not a huge problem. No, not really. Just since they're starting to be more active around the borders. Christian sent out word that no one leaves the pack overnight unless deemed urgent. This way everyone is safe and protected because we'll be together, Evelyn explains. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I comment. Our ride home is pretty long, since we used up all our energy to shop. I'm going to be sleeping over at Christian's again tonight because Dad had to work with a client for a game anyways. We figure why go home to an empty house. We stopped for McDonald's on the way home, and finally after singing through Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber's albums, we finally made it back to the house. As soon as we pull in, I see all our boys waiting in the driveway for us. You guys are home, Jackson says, walking over to Allie. The rest of the boys follow us to the trunk. Oh, no peeking, I say when Christian tries to unzip the dress holder. He only lets out a pout and helps me carry it inside. The rest of the group follow behind us. Girls, I want to see all my baby's dresses. Do you have any pictures? Stephanie squeals when we all walk in. The girls rush over to her, me included, and we show her all the videos of our dresses. Wow. Beautiful, stunning. Oh, it's perfect, she says about each of the dresses. She pulls us into a big hug. My girls are growing up so fast. We all let out a giggle comment. I turn to see the boys all pouting for being left out. We decide Stephanie will take our dresses and keep them in her house. That way there will be no snooping from the boys. Trust me, you'll be happy to see the surprise. We will all let you guys know our colors when you go and buy your suit, Cephalent says as she walks over to kiss Justin. Kids, don't forget we're organizing a bonfire later today, Stephanie says. I wonder who forgot about it, and also forgot to tell me. I look up at Christian and see him smiling sheepishly. I can't help but let out a giggle. Looks like the big alpha isn't as organized as he seems. It's okay, Hulk. You were busy fighting bad guys today, I tell him, and he lets out a chuckle. We all get into the elevator. Justin, Evelyn, Allie and Jackson get off at the floor below us, and the rest get off on our floor. Do you have more work to do? I ask Christian as we walk into the living room area. Nope. Your little video calling idea saved me some time. I should be good for the rest of the day, he says, smiling. Honestly, I'm glad to. He needs a break. Can we watch a movie in bed until the bonfire? Shopping has really taken a toll on me too. Christian nods eagerly. We say bye to Eleanor and Bentley and make our way to his bedroom. Christian changes into a pair of grey sweatpants, and I wear one of Christian's hoodies with a pair of comfy shorts. After we got changed, both Christian and I crawl into bed. I rest my head on his chest while he plays with loose strands of my hair. What do you feel like watching? Christian asks. You choose. I feel like I'm just going to pass out through most of it, I reply, already with my eyes shut. I never really wanted to watch a movie. I just suggested it because I didn't want Christian to be bored if I said I wanted to take a nap. I feel like just napping anyways, Christian says as he puts down the remote. He turns closer to me and pulls me even turns closer into his body. I love his minty smell, but I can only really pick up on it when I'm super close to him like this. Our legs are all tangled together, and I'm currently lying on his bicep and my head situated in his lower neckwear as he is resting his chin on the top of my head. Christian quickly sets an alarm on his phone, so that we wake up in time for the bonfire, and I instantly fall asleep. Beep 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 beep. Wake up. Fuck, I hear Christian mumble as he turns over to set off his alarm. Every time I sleep with Christian I always wake up so much more refreshed. Even a simple 2-hour nap and I feel like I can conquer the world at his side. Christian turns back around and kisses my forehead. Wake up, sleeping beauty. The bonfire awaits, he says, sneaking a peck on my lips. Is it part of the mate bond that I sleep better with you, I ask him. He nods in reply. Your body finally feels relaxed and protected in my arms, so you're able to fall in a much deeper and more replenishing sleep when we're together, he explains. Yep, that definitely must be it. Do you feel it too? I ask him. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I haven't slept this well since I was in the womb. I let out a chuckle. We both slowly get out of bed and start getting ready for the bonfire. I chose to wear a burgundy turtleneck sweater, with black leggings and a pair of black sneakers. I also take care of my messy hair by putting it into French braids. Christian puts on a pair of jeans, paired with a black Nike crewneck and black sneakers. We look hot, I say, walking out of the bathroom. You're making me want to just stay in the bedroom all night, he says, walking over to me. He pulls me closer to him and leans in for a kiss. I quickly lean into and our lips start dancing with one another, moving in sync. I wrap my hands around his neck and my fingers find myself in his hair while he picks me up and wraps my legs around his torso. Christian starts walking me to the bed and letting me down slowly. Our lips still connected. Yo, Christian. Amelia, let's go. We'll meet you downstairs. The sound of Bentley's voice ruins our moment. Christian lets out a low growl and backs away from me, leaving my lips a little puffy. I get up from the bed. We both straighten out our clothes and finally make our way out of the room to get downstairs. As soon as the elevator hits ground floor, Christian freezes and holds me from getting off of it. I feel his body tense up slightly against my small frame. There's rogues nearby. 30 of them. Stay in here until the girls come and you guys will go into my office on our floor, Christian says in an emotional tone. I look up at him warily. Will you be okay? He looks down at me and gives me a peck on the cheek. My face heats up with his action. You don't need to worry about me, Angel. I will be back soon, he says simply. Oh dear. There you are. Addie comes into view, followed by Eleanor, Evelyn and Stephanie. Christian gets off the elevator and the doors close, leaving us girls to get back upstairs in Christian's office. As soon as the door opens, we all walk quickly down the hallway and I open his door. All 5 of us walk in and lock the door. Stephanie walks over to the windows, presses a button I've never seen before, and suddenly iron bars spread across the windows. Just as a precaution, she says simply, "To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm." We all huddle on the couch holding hands and hoping for the best. We sit there waiting in silence for a good 45 minutes until we hear someone knocking on the door. It's Bentley. Open up, we hear Bentley say. Eleanor jumps off the couch and opens the door for him. Bentley, along with Jackson, walk into the office. Addie runs over to Jackson and gives him a hug. Eleanor follows close behind, jumping in Bentley's arms. We got all of them. Christian and Justin are just checking with security to see how exactly they're getting in. They used a gas last time, but we put masks on all our guards. Bentley explains. Is everyone safe? I ask nervously. There's tons of families on these lawns, and I'd hate to see anyone get injured. So far just a rogue who escaped our prisons and a few beat-up guards. Luckily no casualties, Bentley replies. Oh, thank God. Okay, that's good at least. Allowing a small grin to creep onto my face. Everyone else nods in agreement. Bentley and me will be escorting you guys back to your rooms for the night. Millie and Eleanor, you guys stay on this floor and don't let anyone inside. No matter what. Jackson explains. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Stay safe, everyone, I reply. Stephanie gives each of us a big hug before leaving Christian's office. Addie and Vivian wave goodbye and follow her out. We'll be back soon, Bentley says as he kisses her on the forehead. They nod goodbye to us and exit the room as well. As soon as they all leave the room, Eleanor turns back to me. They won't be back before tomorrow morning. They never are. Do you want to make something to eat? Eleanor says. I can't believe people walk onto others' territories just to cause trouble and violence. Some werewolf ways I cannot understand. Sure, I reply warmly. I'm so glad I have Eleanor to help me get through this, and it's great to see her come such a long way from since she first got here. Eleanor and I leave the office and make our way back into the kitchen. After a little debating, we settled on making homemade Margaret A pizzas. Build the dough, and you catch it. I squeal out. I'm starting to teach Eleanor my ways around the kitchen, and she seems so interested by it. We even put on some Italian music on the radio to set the mood. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. She replies. I throw it up spinning, and she gracefully catches it and continues spinning it around. After preparing the dough, We made our own tomato sauce and cut fresh mozzarella. After putting on our select toppings, we put it in the oven and left it cook. What time is it? I asked Eleanor. I haven't looked at the time before the whole security breach and it's been dark for quite a while. Oh my God, we're making pizza at 4 in the morning. For dinner, Eleanor yells after looking at the time. We both start giggling and clutching our stomachs. We spend the time in the kitchen talking about random things until our dinner was ready. We pull out the pizza and start eating as soon as it's not scorching hot. I says, moaning from the taste. We're hella good chefs. I say if this werewolf gig doesn't work out, we open our own restaurant, I joke. Eleanor nods in approval and we both start laughing again. After our yummy dinner, we cleaned up the kitchen and wrapped the rest of the pizza for the boys when they got in. I think I'm going to head to bed. Good night, Eleanor. See you in the morning, I say, yawning. Me too. In beat. Good night, Leah, Eleanor replies. We both go our separate ways and I make my way into Christian's bedroom. I jump into a really quick shower, throw my hair into 2 French braids and change into my pajamas. After my night routine, I jump into bed. My eyes close instantly and I fall into a deep slumber. Christian POV earlier that day at the time of the elevator. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nogan. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. 10 at the west border. 5 coming in from south. My Amelia is safe upstairs. Let's do this. I want 50 of our men escorting all the children and people incapable of fighting. The girls are safe in my office and I have 10 guards around the perimeter of the house. I want everyone else on their way to the west border and south border. But small groups of 20 at both the eastern and northern borders just to be sure. I mind-linked to Justin. Yes, Alpha. Meet you at the west border. He links back. I exit the house quickly and shift into my Black Wolf. Xavier takes over my senses and brings us directly to where the rogues are. It takes me about 2 minutes to run to the scene. There seems to only be a few rogues still standing and no pack casualties. I run into the middle of the scene and knock down a feral grey wolf. After tumbling, it looks straight up at me, snarling with red eyes. I jump on it and crack its neck instantly. Another wolf tackles me down and manages to get a good scratch down my back. I roll over swiftly and bite down hard on its paw. The wolf retreats and whines and I take my opportunity to puncture my claws in its throat and slide them down to his chest. The wolf drops limp instantly. Rogues are down, Alpha. All dead. Gordon, one of my warriors, mind links me. We will keep everyone in lockdown for another 20 minutes, just to be sure there are no more lingering. I reply. I let out a howl for my whole pack to hear, meaning the threat has been eliminated. Drive. Denver. How are the wounded? I mind-link the pack doctor. I would have felt if any of my members died, but I need to make sure no one is seriously wounded. A few minor injuries. All warriors should heal in maximum 1 week. He links back. I gesture for all the warriors on the battlefield to bury the bodies of the rogues, and I make my way back to the pack house. Jackson and Bentley go and get the girls and escort them to their rooms. No one is to leave for the night time. I link Jackson and Bentley. Yes, Alpha, they mind-linked back. Dad, everyone can leave the bunkers. The threat is gone. I mind-linked by Dad. Retired Alphas are the ones who stay by the bunkers to protect those who cannot fight. Okay, Christian. Well done, he links back. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. One of our prison cells has been broken into and prisoner 3976 is gone. Our trackers have traced his scent and he has left our territory. Orion. My head prison guard mind links me. On my way, I link back. Instead of heading back to my downstairs office in the pack house, I take a detour and make my way to the cells. I shift back and change into a pair of extra pants hidden under a tree. In our pack, we leave clothes lying around everyone should anyone need some. Welcome, Alpha Christian, all the guys say and bow in my direction as soon as I walk into the cells. Thank you for your time, warriors. Who exactly is 3976? I ask Orion. We both walk through the cells and step into his office. 3976. Has been here for 315 days. Taken in custody when he was alleged to be aiding the Midnight Eclipse Pack. It is believed he possibly could have information on Annabelle Black's whereabouts. Orion states, reading off the file. Well, fuck, there goes one of our chances in getting leads. Moon goddess, please keep my sister safe. Whether it be up in heaven with you or elsewhere. Have every warrior in the pack remember his scent. Should he come back, he is to be captured immediately. But kept alive. They all nod in agreement. Any other issues? To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Emily is getting very restless awaiting your decision, Ferdinand. Another one of the guards speaks up. He is right. I need to decide her fate. I just wish I didn't have to do this. She was once a good friend with an honorable family. I did tell her the consequences of her actions and she continued to disobey me. Emily dear, she has her asked bait a Bentley's mate. She has physically fought and challenged my mate. Your future Luna, and she almost had a forced shift in school in front of all the humans. Inane to harm your Luna. For these crimes I order Emily Deal to be exiled from Dawn Pride Pack. We will allow her family to spend the day with her and tomorrow night at 9 p.m. She will be officially exiled, I finish. The other guys nod in understanding. She could have shared our secret with the whole human race due to her reckless actions. Yes, Alpha Christian Orion says. The guards write down my statement and exit the room. Thank you for your time, Warrior Orion. I quickly turn and leave the room and the prison cells behind. Next stop, the Border Patrol offices. As soon as I enter the Border Patrol offices, I greet my secretary Delia and quickly enter the meeting room. Bentley, Justin and Jackson are already there waiting for me. There's also Wesley, the head warrior of the North Patrol. Jacob, the head warrior at the South Border. The head warrior of the West Border, and finally Domenico, the head warrior of the East Border. Alpha, they all say in unison, and bow. I dismiss them quickly and sit down at the head of the table. The girls are okay. I turn to Bentley to ask him. I can't exactly be home right now, check, so I'll have to take his word for it. Yes, they're all fine. He replies briefly. I nod and return my gaze to look at everyone. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. This is our sec and rogue attack in the past week. I recommend we double up on patrol warriors until the threat has died down. Each warrior will do 6-hour shifts. To ensure their responsiveness, I will install 300 new motion detectors along our territory, and only then this room will have access to the data. Regarding the gas the rogues have used, Drive, Denver has created a pill. He named it the TM Rose, that stops the effects. Every warrior will be given one pill to keep in case they attempt to use the gas. Should the warriors inhale the gas, they must take the pill instantly to stop its effects. We will keep our curfew until further notice. Does anyone have anything to add? All men are typing down the information I've given them as I speak. Alpha Dax has reported rogue sightings as well this evening. Only 15. While he was willing to do the online meetings for a while. He's in need of your presence. In 2 weeks' time, he has scheduled a meeting with you. Alpha Carson of the White Claw Pack, Alpha Giovanni of the North Mount, and Peckant himself. Bentley says, I guess I will be going to the Horizon Pack soon after all. It will be beneficial to go, as I will be able to secure our alliance and make my statement as new Alpha. The North Mountain Pack also neighbors the Midnight Eclipse, so maybe they could have seen some suspicious activity. I will accept his invitation. Justin and Evelyn will accompany me during this meeting. I ask you all keep me updated on pack activity at least once every few hours. Does everyone agree to these terms? As a leader, I always try my best to input others' opinions. I don't think there could be only one man for the job. The greatest alphas work with their warriors, rather than just dictate everything. Yes, Alpha, they all reply. Well, that concludes this meeting. I apologize for the short notice and circumstances, however I knew this must be dealt with immediately. Thank you for your time, warriors. I briefly check my watch. And damn, it's 5:30 in the morning. We all shake hands goodbye and finally I can head back home. It takes about 10 minutes for Justin, Jackson, Bentley and I to walk back to the pack house. We split up in the elevator and finally Bentley and I get back on our floor. "Good night, bro," Bentley says as soon as we walk out of the elevator. "Good night, Ben. I cancel the pack brunch tomorrow so don't worry about waking up," I reply. We both nod and part ways to our rooms. As soon as I walk in my bedroom, am intoxicated by the scent of my beautiful mate. She's currently huddled in a ball in bed, clutching onto my pillow. I guess her subconscious misses me as well. Before getting in bed, I jumped in a quick shower. In about 10 minutes, I finish up, dry myself off and throw on a pair of sweatpants. I quickly walk back into the room and jump into bed. As soon as I lie down, I call my Amelia closer to me, resting my head in the place where she will bear my mark one day. I plant a soft kiss on her cheek and snuggle into her. She has given me a reason to come home. After Annabelle, everyone was so down. Amelia has begun to bring light back into the house. She's my light in this world. My eyes start to weigh a few tons, and I finally fall asleep in the comfort of my mate. Amelia POV. "Hey Dad," I say as I jump in the car. I put on my seatbelt as Dad pulls out of the driveway at the pack house. Christian and I slept in until in the afternoon from the long night. Other than an already healing scratch on his back and severe lack of sleep, he was doing okay from yesterday's events. We had breakfast with Bentley and Eleanor and he told me about everything that went down yesterday and about his meeting. When he leaves, we agreed that I will be staying at the pack house as a safety precaution. Luckily HE's only leaving for 3 days and the pack will be in good hands. "Hey Millie, how was your weekend?" Dad asks. "It was really fun. They'll show you my prom dress when we get in," I reply. "Stephanie brought it to me this morning so that I could take it back home." "How was the fight last night?" I ask in return. "Great. Aaron won. So your dad got himself a regular client." Dad replies while grinning wildly. I guess it's finally time to grow a pair and ask Dad about Carrie. "Dad, why was Carrie at the house?" I ask him directly. He pauses for a moment, looking to be thinking about his answer. "Well, she's my friend. A werewolf in Christian's pack actually. She's been helping out with local businesses, so I asked for her advice. We got to know each other more and turns out we have a lot in common." Dad finishes. I can tell he isn't ready to introduce her to me yet considering his nervousness in his answer. "Okay" is all I managed to reply. It's not like he brought her up in a romantic way, so I can't really assume everything. I should be happy Dad is making more friends. Feel free to invite her over for dinner sometime soon. I add. "Sure, May. How about Thursday?" He replies. "That sounds great. I'll cook." I reply smiling. I want Dad to be comfortable to be honest with me about things between him and Carrie, even if I may have to sit through an awkward dinner. Oh, and drive. Denver cleared me for sports. Apparently just being around Christian more and accepting us. Some of his healing has transferred over to me. I add. "I'm so excited because we have our next game on Friday." "That's great. You've been slacking anyways," Dad jokes. I lightly punch him in the arm and scoff. Says the retired fighter, I joke. Now it's Dad's turn to roll his eyes. The rest of the car ride continued on with our crude banter. 17. Regardons las fleurs aujourd'hui. I hope everyone has brought an umbrella today. Despite the rain, our field trip to the botanical gardens will definitely be worthwhile. Time to get in the buses, people. Miss Garent, I says. It's finally Thursday, meaning field trip day. Soccer practice after school and finally Carrie is coming over for dinner. I've decided to make filet mignon, with roasted Parmesan potatoes and a garden salad. CM on Leah. We got to get on the bus. Jackson says as he directs me to where all the other students are going. Yeah, I'm coming. I say walking behind him. When we finally get on the bus, it's crowded with people from our grade. Luckily I spot Eleanor with an open seat for me, sitting in back row. Allie and Evelyn are in front of us, and Jackson is with Justin beside us. We thought you guys weren't going to make it on time, Ali says as we grow closer to our seats. Miss Slowpoke was walking towards the wrong bus, Jackson says, nudging me. I shoot him a glare and scoff. You were the one who said the buses were on the left side of the school, I reply. Everyone laughs at our argument and both me and Jackson take our seats. So how are you feeling about Carrie coming over for dinner tonight? Eleanor asks me as the bus pulls out of the school parking lot. Honestly, it's a little freaky. But Dad says nothing is going on between them so far and I'm glad HES getting to know the locals and making friends. Do I find it a little soon for a potential love interest? Possibly. But it's not really my decision, I reply. I just want Dad to be happy, even though the thought of him may make me a little uncomfortable at first. I just always only saw him ever with Mom. Yeah, I get it. If after the dinner you have any concerns, I suggest you talk more to your dad about it though. Is Christian going? Ali asks. Both her and Evelyn have turned to make conversation with us. I'm not sure honestly. He has a lot on his plate right now, so I don't want to bother him for a silly dinner, I reply. Christian and I call almost every night, but I always feel like I'm in the way of his alpha duties. Achias visited me twice, this week during the night. It's harder and harder to sleep when I'm away from him here. He would want to be there supporting you. It's what mates do. My brother may be dealing with a lot, but he always will be. I'm sure he can spare a few hours to help you get through dinner with your dad and his friend. Evelyn explains. I guess she's right. It just scares me to depend on someone so much. Like what if something happened to Christian? I don't even know what I would do. The bus ride was about 30 minutes until we got to the gardens. We were talking and cracking jokes the whole way. As soon as we got there, we got split into groups and unlucky for us, the whole group got split up. Thankfully, Jackson was still in my group, but he was busy talking to all the football guys on his team. The guides take us through the building explaining the meanings of the flowers and different insect species there. Hey Amelia, I'm startled by the voice of Tyler, one of my classmates. Hey Tyler, what's up? She has always been very kind to me when we talked. Not that we talk very much. Tyler is one of the golden boys of our school and HES on the track team. This place is sick. I picked this for you, Tyler says. He hands me a pink tulip. She is so sweet. I just hope he isn't looking for anything more than a friendship. Thanks, Tyler. It's beautiful, I reply and sniff it. I've always loved tulips. However, lettuce have always been my personal favorite. I was wondering, was there anything ever going on with you and Christian? Tyler asks. Other than being fated to be together for life. No, nothing else going on. Yeah, would dating actually. What about you? I see you with Naomi a lot, right? I know they're just friends, but I don't want to leave the conversation this awkward. Oh, us great congrats. I did find this one girl really pretty and sweet, but it's not really going to work out. As for Naomi, we're just friends. Well, if you ever change your mind about Christian, I'd love to take you out. Tyler answers, flashing me a grin. That's really sweet. I begin saying back off my cousin Tyler. Jackson cuts into our conversation, walking in between us. I was talking to you, Jackson. Besides, we were just getting to know each other, Tyler replies. Walking closer to Jackson. It looks like HES challenging him. Tyler, thanks for the tulip and best of luck with that girl. Jackson. A word. I butt in, gritting out the last part. Talk to you later, Amelia, Tyler says before walking off. You didn't need to butt in like that. It was rude. I already told him I was with Christian, I say, speaking to Jackson. He was still hitting on you, out of loyalty to my alpha, as well as your my baby cousin. No one other than Christian is to flirt with you, he states. I think I can handle my own. I don't need a savior from a high school boy. I appreciate your intentions, but I don't need a savior. You of all people should know that, I say before I walk ahead of him. I'm tired of people always defending me. I can defend myself. The rest of the field trip went smoothly, and at the end we could each choose some flowers to take home. I dashed for the lilies right away. I picked out some purple, yellow and white lilies. Once everyone finished, They rounded us up on the bus and it was time to go back to school. When I'm older, I'm going to plant my own flower oasis, like a mega garden with a waterfall, so that when you're stressed you can go there. We're all in the same bus seats as before. Justin, Jackson and Evelyn are passed out. That would be so fun to have at the pack. I would love to help, Ali adds. I nod in agreement. We could even put like an empty green space for like yoga or meditation. Eleanor suggests. As soon as I move in with you guys, we'll start planting it. The girls nod in agreement. We spend the rest of the bus ride thinking of cool ideas and ways to make the oasis. They said that as long as I bat my eyelashes, Christian will for sure say yes. I mean, all I need is his okay to use up some land. After about 20 minutes, we arrive back in school. Ali and I run to the locker rooms to change into our soccer gear. The bus arrived 10 minutes late. Sorry, coach. The field trip ended late. Ali says as we run onto the field. No worries, girls. Your teacher let us know. Go run around the track for times, then join us for warm-up, coach replies. We run around the track for times and then meet up with the team. They're practicing juggling for now. Once everyone reaches 30 touches without the ball falling, we'll start our drills, coach says. I reach 30 right away and then make my way to help out the teammates. After about 10 minutes, we all succeed. Coach makes mini 3 verses, 3 games on the side in a queen of the court style. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing Kushut's enthusiasm. We practice our free kick positions, and finally finish with a penalty shot competition. Great work today, girls. Make sure to rest up for our last season game tomorrow. Coach says before we all get off the field. It's unfortunately our last game before playoffs. We are second in the league right now, and if we win tomorrow, we will be first. I'm expecting everyone to go to bed early tonight. Especially you, Amber. No texting, Keegan. Addie begins and we all chuckle. Amber always complains that she goes to bed super late because she's busy texting her college boyfriend. Remember to eat breakfast and lunch tomorrow, and most importantly try to limit your carb intake to only before the game Mally finishes. We all nod in agreement to her terms. I shower at the school and change into my dinner outfit, seeing as though I'll have to start cooking right when I get home. I throw on a yellow floral skirt and a white cropped off the shoulder top with brown buttons and long sleeves. I pair the outfit with white pumps and let my hair air dry. Hot damn. Christian taking you out? Isabella asks as I walk out of the locker room. No, I have a dinner with my dad and his new friend, I explain. Well, you're E7 Lux. Have a great time. I pull her into a hug to thank her. Thank you. See you tomorrow. I wave goodbye. As soon as I walk out of the building, I notice my dad's car isn't here. Ali has already left and no one else lives near me enough to give me a ride. I'm just about to pull out my phone to call my dad when I narrow my eyes to see Christian. Achias standing in the parking lot, with a bouquet of red roses. I walk over to him eagerly. Hey beautiful. A little birdie told me you needed backup tonight, he says while showing me his beautiful smile. Christian looks amazing tonight. Achias wearing a navy blue dress shirt, paired with black pants and black slacks. His hair styled perfectly and his piercing blue eyes melt my heart. IW and Christian, you didn't have to do this. I know you're so busy, I reply, taking the bouquet from him. The roses are stunning. I'm never too busy for you, Angel. I want you to know that. You can always depend on me, he says seriously. I nod, understanding what HE is trying to say, and we get into the car. Looks like you get the honor to be my kitchen helper tonight, I say, teasing him. Oh, I am honored to learn from such an expert. You do know I can cook too, right? Christian says, half chuckling. I'm only teasing you. I'm well aware of your skills, I reply back, smirking. Right in the middle of our conversation, Kiss Me by Ed Sheeran comes on the radio and I blast it. My heart's against your chest, your lips pressed in my neck. I'm falling for your eyes, but they don't know me, and with this feeling you'll forget. I'm in love now, kiss me like you wanna be loved. You wanna be loved, you wanna be loved. This feels like falling in love, falling in love. We're falling in love, Kiss Me by Ed Sheeran. I start singing along to the radio and Christian slowly joins in with me. By the end of the song we're both laughing, trying to hit all the notes. A few songs later, we finally pull into the driveway and enter the house. Dad has gone to get Carrie himself, so it's just Christian and I right now in the kitchen cooking dinner. You know, part of cooking is to leave food for the people you're making food for, I say to Christian as I see him steal another Parmesan roasted potato. I playfully throw one at him. Poise and testing Angel. I wouldn't want our guest to be sick, he explains. I roll my eyes at him and let out a chuckle. Hey guys, I hear my dad say in the door opening. After a bit of shuffling, both him and Carrie enter the kitchen. Hey Mr. Evans. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilbay. Heartfelt thanks to your unfading patience, enthusiasm. Christian shakes my dad's hand and greets Carrie with a warm smile. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilbay. Heartfelt thanks for your unfading patience, enthusiasm. Nona. It's a pleasure, Carrie says, bowing at us. Oh please, Carrie. Amelia is just fine. I reply and give her a quick hug. She seems genuinely nice, so I should make an effort. Smells great in here, Millie. What are you cooking? Dad asks. Filet mignon, with Parmesan potatoes, or what's left of them. I look at Christian playfully and roll my eyes. At a fresh garden salad. I was thinking of molten chocolate cake for dessert. I notice Christian's eyes light up at the mention of chocolate cake. Oh wow. David is quite lucky to have such a great chef at home. It smells amazing, Carrie says. I smile kindly at her and go back to finishing dinner. My dad and her open a bottle of red wine and sit at the counter. Christian, do you mind setting the table, please? Oh, Dad, look at these roses he got. I ask Christian and motion to the beautiful bouquet Christian bought me. You did good, boy, Dad says, giving him a pat on the back. Oath, a lovely alpha. Who knew he was such a romantic, Carrie says, giving me a wink. After about 10 minutes, dinner was ready and the table was set. I quickly served everyone their plates and we got eating. So how long have you guys been friends? I ask my dad and Carrie. We met about 2 weeks ago, obviously for work, but your dad and I had so much in common. We became fast friends. Oh, cheers, a very nice man, Carrie says, smiling at my dad. My dad gives her smile back. They do look happy together. I think so too. Just don't let him get you in a headlock. I joke. Actually, David, I wanted to ask you about something. Seeing as your marketing advisor is here, I was wondering if you would be willing on training the pack at your gym. I know my dad had began talking of deals of some sorts, but I would like to propose an offer for you to train exclusively in my pack. You are half werewolf, and your skill set is something that can be very valuable to all my warriors. Amelia has said that you travel at times to help out specific clients, so we can definitely negotiate that in the deal too. Christian says. I have to say I'm a little shocked at his offer to my dad. But she has never said anything to me about it before. I understand that it is a business side of his life and not relationship, so I'm not offended or anything. It makes sense, seeing as most people in town are part of the pack. That sounds like a great idea, Christian. Just I do have a few classes I would prefer not to drop. I could open the gym to your pack 6 days a week, and 6 hours a day. Just on Sundays is when I do personal defense classes and pre-boxing classes, which I cared deeply for. Is there any way I could keep Sunday for the humans? Or at least 3 hours of the Sunday? Dad replies, and actually really happy that my dad can become part of the back too. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilbay, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. They'll set up another meeting in a more professional setting to go over the exact terms, but I can gladly accept your request, Christian replies, and they both shake on it. Christian then rests his hand on my lap and smiles at me. A small blush creeps onto my cheeks and I smile back. Once dinner is done, I throw in the chocolate cakes and we sit in the living room. Both my dad and Carrie have a glass of wine, and Christian has a beer. Lucky me gets a water since it's a school night. So Carrie, tell me about yourself a bit, I ask. Other than her job, I don't really know too much at this point. Well, I am currently residing in houses in Christian's Peck. My mate died when we were both 20 years old, so I've been alone for a while. I really enjoy pottery and fishing. I have a master's degree in marketing and I help work out the finances for all the businesses that run the pack, she says. That's so sad that her mate died when they were so young. I am really impressed with her though, and am starting to be more comfortable. I'm so sorry to hear that, but it's great that you are so successful. My dad loves fishing too. You guys should go one time. I reply smiling. I hear the timer go off and quickly go get the cakes to bring them back in the kitchen. I'm going to need you to make me these every time you come over now, Christian says, as he leans over and kisses my cheek. They're amazing. Even my mom would love this. You're an amazing cook, Amelia. Carrie adds. Dad just sits there devouring the cake. Once we all finish our cake, we chat a bit more and finally it's time for Carrie to head home. Christian offered to drive her. I'll talk to you later, Angel. And I'll see you at the game tomorrow. Christian says as he gives me a quick kiss. Can I steal your sweatshirt for tonight? I need a good sleep, I reply. It's the truth. All this sweatshirts are soaked in his minty scent and it helps me relax. Of course he replies and pulls off his sweater and gives it to me. I pull him in a hug, just relaxing in his hold. See you tomorrow, Wolfie, I sticking my tongue out. Christian lets out a chuckle and walks outside. I meet up with Carrie and my dad in the living room as Carrie's getting her coat on. It was lovely getting to know you, Amelia. Thank you for dinner, Carrie says. Come back anytime, Carrie, I reply with a smile. Goodbye, Carrie. See you tomorrow. Dad escorts her out the door and closes it. Amelia, I think I might see a future with her, Dad blurts out as soon as the door is closed. I assumed as much based on their chemistry at dinner. Look, Dad, I want you to be happy more than anything, and so would Mom. If it's with her, then that's great. I was a little worried about how fast things are moving, but I can see your obvious chemistry with each other. I say go for it. Walking towards him, Dad pulls me into a hug. You're the best, you know that, right? I laugh at his statement and nod. I've got the big game tomorrow, so I'm going to head to bed. Good night, Dad, I say as I pull away from our hug. Good night, Millie. Skip first period tomorrow for the extra sleep. I'll wake you up, Dad says. Yay, first period is history class. I smile widely at him and finally make my way upstairs. After changing into Christian's sweatshirt, I jump in bed and fall asleep instantly. 18. Timey. It's been a week since the dinner with Carrie and things have been running smoothly for everyone since then. We won our game. The first playoff game will be in 2 weeks. Teachers have been giving us a lot of homework lately, so everyone has been pretty busy trying to get everything done. According to everyone, there has not been any rogue sightings since 2 weeks ago, so Christian is feeling a lot more confident to leave tomorrow for his meeting. Currently, in packing my overnight bag for the long weekend, Dad and I just finished lunch, so it's finally time to head over to the pack house. The girls gave me a very long and detailed list for what kind of outfits I should bring. Leah, are you almost ready to leave? Dad yells from downstairs. Dad is all staying on the territory in Carrie's guest bedroom. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with the idea of having her around, as long as she doesn't consider herself some type of replacement. Coming, Dad, I yell back. Okay, all finished packing my bag. Now for what I'm going to wear now. I decide to put on a pale pink spaghetti straps on my dress that falls just above my knees. I pair the outfit with white sneakers and throw my hair a high ponytail. As soon as I'm done getting ready, I grab my bag and joined Dad in the car. After a 15-minute drive, Dad pulls up to the pack house and drops me off. Bye, Dad. Have fun. Waving him goodbye. You to me. He'll take you out for brunch on Saturday. Stay safe. Dad replies, waving. I nod in agreement with the idea and he drives off to Carrie's house. I grab my bags and enter the pack house. As soon as I enter, I hear Stephanie in the kitchen. Hey Stephanie, how are you? I ask her as I enter the kitchen. She turns my way and runs to give me a hug. Oh, Amelia Ind, doing great. How are you? She asks in return as she lets out of our embrace. Good. I'm really excited to spend the full weekend with everyone. I was actually wondering if I could shadow you during your lunar duties. I hope she doesn't mind me asking her. Just I figure the best way I should learn is by experience. Of course, my beautiful girl. Tomorrow you guys have school. But for the rest of the time, of course. You'll love it, she says enthusiastically. Do you know where Christian is? I ask her. Yes, he is in the main office right now. She replies. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Oh, and I have a great desert surprise for you this weekend, I say. Her face lights up with excitement. We both say goodbye and I make my way to Christian's public office. I've actually never been inside before. I knock on the large black wooded door lightly as soon as I arrive. Come in, I hear Christian say on the other end. This office is even more extravagant than his one upstairs. He has two seating areas, one for meetings, and another a very comfy couch. The entire design is very modern and industrial, which flow perfectly with his dark wood desk and leather chairs. Hey Christian, I say. He shoots up from his paperwork instantly and greets me with a warm smile. He gets up from his desk and walks over to me. Hey Angel, welcome to my public office. Sorry, I'm just wrapping up the last of everything before the trip. I have about an hour of paperwork left and then I'm all yours, he says and gives me a quick kiss on the cheek. No worries. Take all the time you need. Can I leave my bag with you? Evelyn texted to meet her outside, I ask him. Sure. I'll meet up with you guys in a bit, he replies. I leave my bag beside his desk and exit his office to find Evelyn. It's a good thing she told me to wear my swimsuit underneath because Evelyn, Ellie, Isabella and Giselle are all in the pool outside. Hey girls, I say as I enter the pool space. Be a your he Evelyn says. Come put your stuff on the chair beside me. She motions to the empty chair to her left. I quickly take off my clothes, leaving my white bikini. It has a triangle top and a cheeky bottom. But overall it's quite simple. Girl, you look hot, Giselle says as I walk into the pool. Says you. I love your leopard print. I compliment her back. As soon as I put my foot in the water, I instantly retreated. The pool water is so cold. Sorry, werewolf body temperatures are much warmer. So we keep our pools cold, Ali explains after seeing me flinch. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It'll just turn a little to get hot first, I reply. I go back onto my sunbathing chair and lie down. You didn't hear it from me, but Christian plans something special for you guys tonight. Eleanor whispers beside me. Like what? I ask, eagerly. I'm not sure. All Bentley said was that Christian did not want to be disturbed tonight unless someone was dying, Eleanor says, chuckling at the last part. Only Christian would work all week and still manage to do something nice for me. She has been so sweet to me even since the moment we've met. I think I might be falling in love with him now. I am in love with Christian. He makes everything so much brighter and never ceases to amaze me. What's got you so zoned out, Mia Evelyn asks. I think I love your brother. Like my brain has finally processed it, I say breathlessly. My cheeks heat up at the revelation. OMG, you're so cute. You have to tell him. Evelyn squeals. The other girls also perk up at the news, all giving me wide smiles. I will tonight. I reply confidently. We all squeal and they pull me into a hug. We all hold each other tight, giggling. Our moment was quickly interrupted by tons of water being sprayed on us and of voices in the pool. Get a room, please, Jackson says. After he resurfaced from his cannonball. I look up and all our hair is soaking wet. All due to Jackson and Justin's reckless jumping. I just got my hair done today. Evelyn says in a cry as she reaches for her now wrenched black locks. Sorry, Evelyn. We figured you guys were going into the pool as you're all in your swimsuits, Justin says sincerely. He clearly feels guilty about making Evelyn mad. Just remember you're messing with the queens of pranks, I say. Eleanor nods in agreement and we both give them an evil smile. I quickly jump into the pool and attempt to drown Jackson Leah. It's not going to happen, Jackson says while I'm on his back pushing down his head towards the water. You guys are no fun, I say, pouting and getting off his back. Let's play volleyball, I suggest. There's a volleyball net inside the pool, so it's a lot of fun. The teams are me, Allie and Jackson against Eleanor and Justin. The other girls are still suntanning outside the pool. You guys serve first, Allie says as she hands the ball to Justin. He serves and the ball flies through the air. Jackson is quick to bump the ball up and I jump to smash it on the other side. Woohoo, Allie says when we score our first point. She picks up the ball and begins to serve. We played volleyball for a little while, but I got tired very easily. Being so short and not being as strong as the rest left me exhausted trying to swim in the deep end. I excused myself from the game and got out of the pool to dry off. Hey Leah, can I borrow your phone for a second? I hear Bentley say as he walks outside to the back of the pool. Usher Bentley, I say curiously. I walk over to him and hand him my phone. As soon as I do, a figure zooms by me and wraps itself around my waist. Aha H, I scream as I'm launched into the pool. By the tingles I feel from the person's grip on my waist. I realize it's Christian. We both fall into the pool, creating a huge splash. As soon as we are inside the pool, Christian lets go of my waist and I resurface. You looked like you needed a swim, Angel, Christian says as he resurfaces with me. A huge grin plastered on his face. I look around to see everyone laughing at us. You just love to see me wet, don't you? I say, sticking out my tongue. This is the second time he has thrown me into the water. Christian leans closer to me and plants a kiss on my lips. You know me too well, beautiful, he says in a whisper. I playfully push him away and swim away from him. Bentley, I can't believe you did help him out. I turn over to a still laughing Bentley holding my phone. He sets down my phone on a nearby table and jumps into the pool as well. You did help put glue and sparkles all over me, he says as he resurfaces from the water. Very true. I will not be holding a grudge, I reply jokingly. Jackson, Bentley, Christian and Justin stay in the pool wrestling and playing volleyball, and I decide to get out and try to dry off once again. We spend the rest of the afternoon relaxing around the pool, enjoying each other's company. Oh mon Dieu. Oh my God, I say as I walk into Christian's bathroom, facing the mirror. What's wrong? Christian says. He rushes in behind me. Your email made it to a lobster. Look how red my face is. I exclaim. I guess not putting on sunscreen all afternoon was not the best idea. I think it's cute. You look like 5 years younger than you actually are with your burnt face and pool hair, Christian replies as he kisses my cheek. If we go out, we don't want people thinking we're illegal. A 12-year-old and a 19-year-old. Christian only replies with a chuckle and leaves the bathroom. We both just got back from the pool. Christian said he wanted to go out for dinner tonight, so now it's time to shower and get ready. I strip from my wet swimsuit and hang it on the door. I jump into the shower and use very cold water against my sunburn. Oh, how I wish I could tan like Christian and Evelyn do. I wash my body and apply my shampoo and conditioner. After about 15 minutes, I finish in the shower and dry myself off. I think it's time to remodel the bedroom a bit. Seeing as though I've found you now, Christian says as I walk out the bathroom. I decided to let my hair dry so my natural waves are cascading down my back. What do you mean? I ask him. Christian somehow already has floor plans in his hand as I walk over. Well, stuff for you too. Maybe a paint job. Bigger closet. Another shelf. Do you want a vanity? Oh, and well, need to design your new office too. Christian says as HES scanning over the documents. My own office. I don't really need all this stuff though, Christian. I'm sure you could use the money elsewhere. I reply. I'd hate to make a big fuss. As long as we have a bed to sleep in, everything is fine. Nonsense. Just describe me your dream bedroom. We both sit on the couches. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilgay. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. But promise me you won't go crazy trying to get everything done, I say hesitantly. I'll do my best, Angel, he replies, grinning. Clearly this is important to him. If I were to live here too, we probably would need a bigger closet because I do have a lot of clothes, I begin. The dark colors in the room don't bother me that much. But I personally find white looks very fresh and clean in a bedroom. Maybe with some accent colors. A navy blue. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Something neutral for both of us. A vanity would be really cool, but it's not necessary for me. I would want to have a love seat and some chairs in the bedroom. Maybe a TV too. What do you want? Hopefully he isn't writing all this down. That sounds perfect actually. The only thing I would add is a small balcony for he finishes. My eyes light up at the idea. We'll talk about your office another time. We've got a reservation soon. Christian says as he gets up from the couch and walks into his closet. The restaurant is like beach, classy, he says. All right, time to pick out my outfit. I throw on a long pink sundress and pair it with nude open-toed heels. Luckily my curls are not too crazy, so I leave my hair as it is. I quickly apply some mascara and highlight and am all ready. Christian comes out wearing a light blue button-up dress shirt, with beige shorts and brown slacks. You look stunning, he says as he walks out of his closet. I smile widely at the compliment. You look great too. You should wear blue more often, I reply. He walks over to me and extends his arm. Shall we, Your Majesty, he says, bowing slightly towards me. We shall, I reply, giggling. We walk out of the bedroom hand in hand and make our way downstairs. Instead of going out to the front, Christian leads me to a new side of the house. We have a garage here too. For our more expensive cars, he explains. Christian opens the metal door, and we walk into a huge garage filled with sports cars. Christian guides me to a matte black Lamborghini H&I. How do you guys have so many cars? I say, my eyes wide scanning the room. There's at least 15 sports cars in here. We use them for formal event, and my dad has always been a car enthusiast, Christian replies. He opens my door for me and I get into my seat. He gets in the driver's seat and starts the car. The engine roars. I look over to see a giddy Christian with a huge smile across his face. Chef's mine, he says, motioning to the car we're in right now. Christian pulls out of the parking spot and speeds out the garage. I'm not so used to fast cars, Christian. Please take it easy on my poor heart, I say, clutching the handle on the car seat. Christian lets out a chuckle and rests a hand on my lap. I grab a hold of his hand and squeeze it as we bolt down the territory. I was thinking, would you consider moving in with me when you graduate? Christian asks as we're driving down the freeway. I think it's a good timeline. Dad has been making a lot of new friends recently, so I think he would be okay with living alone too. I'm really glad he has Carrie, I reply. I can't wait to wake up beside Christian every day. Perfect. They'll plan to get the renovations done by then, he replies. Well, I know. I want to become Luna by then, too, I blurt out. He turns to me, looking for any hint of hesitation in my features. After a few seconds, a wide smile grows across his face. Amelia, you're amazing. That will be perfect. I'll introduce you to the pack officially in the next month or then. They all know about you. It's more of a formal lunch. We'll also have to make your office on our floor and your main office downstairs. He explains. That sounds good. But I really don't need anything extravagant. I reply as we pull into the restaurant. It's a beautiful beach restaurant with windows all around the building, with flowers everywhere. Christian stops the car and gets out to open my door for me. He quickly opens the door for me and helps me out of the car as the valet grabs his keys. Our hands interlock and Christian guides me inside. Reservation for Christian Black, please, Christian says to the hostess. She nods immediately and guides us to our table. We walk up a staircase and go through a door and we're back outside on the rooftop of the restaurant. It's surrounded in ferried and ferries overlooking the ocean view. The hostess leads us to a table closest to the ocean view, and both Christian and I sit down. It's so beautiful around here. How did you find this place? I ask Christian, with my eyes still wandering around the ocean view and ferry lights above us. Luigi, the head chef, was my dad's good friend growing up. Luigi said that this must be the first restaurant to take my mate out to when I found her. So here we are, he replies. This place is beautiful, honestly, I say. Christian smiles and holds my hand. Oh yes, it's my pride and joy. I heard the Luna was in and I just had to see for myself. Welcome to the restaurant. I'm Luigi. An older man says, walking up to our table. He's quite short, with a grey beard and short, grey hair. Achia's dressed in a chef's uniform and hat too. Hey Luigi. Christian says, getting up to hug Luigi. I decide to get up as well. Meet Amelia Evans, Christian says, motioning to me. Course Bella. She's so beautiful, Luigi says, as he grabs my hand and kisses it. It's a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is all mine. This place is spectacular. I reply with a warm smile. Oh, thank you, thank you. Now sit. I will be feeding you guys chef's choice tonight. Luigi says. He pulls my chair for me. Both Christian and I take our seats once again. Thank you, Luigi. You should come by the house sometime soon. Dad's still getting used to so much free time, Christian adds. Oh, I will. Now I must get back to the kitchen. Make sure the kids don't overcook anything. Enjoy yourselves. Luigi replies. He hurriedly walks back into the kitchen. Luigi is so nice. I say to Christian. Achia's always been very kind with our family. Achia's one of the only humans around who know about us. I hope you're hungry, because I'm sure Achia's going us the whole menu tonight, Christian says with a chuckle. I can't wait. I reply with a smile. Remember, Amelia, you should tell Christian how you feel before he leaves. Or wait until dessert or something. So, how are you feeling about leaving? I ask Christian. I'm not very happy about it. But, it's what needs to be done. I hope the meetings will go by quickly and you'll be able to come back early. You might feel a little down, by the way. When mates are fair from each other, the mate bond affects their bodies so that they must come back to one another. Normally affects kicking after about a week. But I'm not so sure how it would be considering our case is a little different, Christian explains. This mate thing is pretty complicated. Here's your appetizers. The waiter comes to the table with a house salad, bite-sized crostini and a small plate of pan, fried scamosa. Everything looks and smells amazing. Would you like anything to drink? The waiter adds. We'll have some Prosecco please, Christian orders for us. I raise an eyebrow. The waiter leaves to get our drinks after placing all the plates on the table. Ordering alcohol for a minor. You could get arrested, mister. Black, I say in a snooty tone. I'll take my chances, he replies with a smile. We dig into the food, moaning at the taste. This is one of the best Italian restaurants I've been to. It's Italy quality food. After we finish our appetizers, Luigi served us some pizza and pasta. We managed to eat most of the plates. Well, Christian helped a lot. I was getting full just after the appetizers. After the main course, we decided to take the dessert to go. Seeing as though either of us was so full, we decided to order tiramisu, and Luigi delivered it to us himself. We said a goodbye and thank you to him and finally were on our way back to the house. Thank you for tonight, Christian. I had an amazing time, I say to him with a big smile on my face. As did I, Angel. I wanted to spend the night together. Seeing as though I leave in a few hours, he explains. I'll miss you, I reply to him. I honestly will. Achia's become someone who I can depend on again, and just being around him lights up my mood. I will miss you, Tilly, he replies. After another 5 minutes we pull into the house garage and make our way straight up into his bedroom. Everyone was already in bed since it was 12 am and we had school tomorrow. As soon as we walk in, we get changed into our PJ and jump into bed together. Christian, I begin. Right now we're just lying down cuddling for a bit, with my head resting on his chest. I push myself up to look at him in his beautiful blue orbs. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. You've become someone who I can depend on again. I love how we can be so goofy together and you always know the perfect thing to say. Finding out about your world and meeting everyone has drastically changed my life. I have found a new sense of belonging and all that starts with you. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I love you, I say to him, my eyes locked with his. He sits there for a moment, just processing everything I have just revealed, and I can't help but heat up a bit. Did I say this too soon or something? My thoughts are quickly interrupted when he pulls me into him and smashes his lips on mine. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I've loved you since the day we met, he replies and leans back in to kiss me. He makes his way on top of me, with our lips never parting. My hands grip onto his back, pulling him closer to me, while his are wrapped around my small figure tightly. He parts from my lips and pulls off his shirt, revealing his toned 8-pack of perfection. My fingers graze across each crevasse of his body, with me staring in awe. Christian leans in again and makes a trail of kisses down my neck. Mark me, I whisper out in plea. Christian backs away straight away to look me in the eyes, once again scanning me for any sense of hesitation. Suddenly he sighs. As much as I'd love to do it now, I think it should wait until I get back. When I mark you, the whole mate bond will become much more powerful. I won't be able to be away from you for that long, he explains. He pushes a strand of hair off my face and kisses my cheek. Come back soon, Christian, I reply. He lies back down on the bed and I cuddle into him, leaving no space between us. We love each other. In a voice squeal. Go to sleep, angel. I'll wake you up to say bye, Christian says, running his fingers through my hair. I nod and close my eyes and drift off into sleep. The aim awoken by Christian's soft whisper. I slowly open my eyes and meet his beautiful blue ones. For my reply, still groggy from sleep. I'm leaving. I just wanted to say bye, he says. I reach my arms out and pull him into a hug. Stay safe. I love you is all I manage to whisper out. Christian pulls out of the hug and plants a quick kiss on my lips. I love you. I'll talk to you soon, he replies. I close my eyes once again, and fall instantly back to sleep.